Okay, so according to the capitalist theory, the capitalist takes all the risks and is the brains of the operation, and he enters into a free contract with a worker who chooses to accept wages from the capitalist in return for his or her labor. And this worker is free to stop working at any time, and therefore is not a slave. So this is the theory of capitalism. So at this stage, let's have a look at The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry that I could not travel both and be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for the passing there, had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Well, first of all, this is a beautiful sounding poem, and we should also think that, I think it's quite likely that one of the reasons that this poem is so popular is because of the beauty of the rhythms and sounds, the use of assonance and the iambic rhythms. Now, rhythm itself cannot be ideological or anti-ideological. The feminist critic Kristeva tries to make a case that rhythm is fundamentally, that the rhythms of language are fundamentally at war with the significations of language. In other words, the feeling of a word in your mouth is fundamentally at war with the meaning the word has in society. But I think more often about someone like Nietzsche, who is sometimes held up by anarchists as the hero of freedom, but other people see him as the precursor to Nazism. And it shows me that even if what you say can be taken and used to justify one political cause or another political cause, how can something like the sound of words, which is like music, how can pure music be taken politically? It can only be taken politically when you put it in another context, that is, give it a caption. Say, this means this, such as, say, the operas of Wagner. Everyone knows that Wagner was a fascist, so they caption Wagner's music and say, well, this is fascist music. But seriously, how can music be fascist? So the meaning, the sound of the words. But I'm going to concern myself primarily with the meaning of the words.